Hello, Julie Gardner here. I am so excited because I have one of my favorite people joining us today, Lu Casillas. So I'm saying it wrong. It's Casillas because I'm Southern and I like to say all the syllables because I'm hooked on phonics. But you would think that I have this under control. But my friend Lu, she is a 14-year veteran in the benefits and financial industry. She's currently the honorary mayor of Westchester, California. She's the mom of three fun little bulldogs. Two are English. One is a new Frenchie that she just got. And she is married to Mr. Handsome, Jerry. And they've been married for 34 years. He's been in the movie industry because they live in LA. And she is also a caregiver slash friend to her mama who is in town. And she got started with living life insurance, and now she's moved to living benefits because she wants to see people have multiple streams of income and live a quality life. So let's welcome Lu Casillas. I'm going to get it right.
Hello.
Do you know we've been together? We've been friends for 10 years. And I'm just like, now, how do you say your last name? Because we always just said Lu. And she said Julie.
Well, we like multiple syllables.
We do. But yay, welcome, Lu. What's happening today in your neck of the woods?
Just hanging here in LA. We had a heat wave and now we are in our 70-degree zone. So it's beautiful.
And I'm in Alabama, and Lu always keeps up with me and goes, now, how's the weather? And there was a earthquake just up in Tennessee a couple of days ago. She goes, did you feel it? I'm like, I don't even know what happened. So Lu is definitely she's my weather girl. All right. Yep. And so if you need to find her while we're chatting, and if you are like an ADD person, like to be active, this is her website, Blend Today. But Lu, tell us, well, first of all, let me tell you how we met. Lu works with Financial Concepts of America.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, I haven't said that name in many years.
I know.
We met 10 years ago. I was working for a coaching company. We got paired up. We have the similar background. We've both have sold Mary Kay cosmetics because we like to look 20, not 82. But wow. And that was a phenomenal training. If anybody needs business training, just go join them for a year. It'll be great.
100%. It's a college education.
Yes, it totally is. We were sitting around with some friends of ours. We met up in Nashville for the first time in 10 years ever, just last week. And one of the ladies who didn't have a lick of makeup on looked at us like, Mary Kay. And just really, I'm like, and then I just started listing out this litany of, I learned how to do my taxes. I learned how to do inventory. I learned how to keep a calendar. We just,
it's the best.
There's and Lu and I will go back and forth and say, hey, send me your weekly plan sheet because that's what we learned how to do. Right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Keeps us in check.
Absolutely. Well, what did I miss? What do you want to share about you?
Oh my gosh. Well, the fun part of me is that I was a very creative person. I grew up in a dance studio, an art studio. And then later in life, I fell into this because of a financial hit that my husband and I got. Well, how do I want to say it? We were victims of a fraud scam. So that being said, we don't need to go into details. Just know that they're still in jail after all these years.
Good. Good.
Yeah, the whole
Hope you're liking the buffet in jail.
Exactly. 3 hots and a cot. That's all you get. So yeah, it just made me see that I didn't have trust with people having my money. And as I started in the insurance industry in the very beginning of this career, people didn't have a value for life insurance. And I really could see why, because they were like, it doesn't benefit me because I die and other people get my money. Well, there's good and bad in that. And so I thought there's got to be a way, a place and a space where people can actually comfortably save their money, and it's theirs, and it's liquidity, and it's accessible, and it makes really good gains that's not fraud. And I started Blend Today to get leads and became like this women's networking group that people loved.
And that's why I have Lu here, because she is like, she's the candlelight of a room. Okay. She's the music in the background that the DJ's playing that we're all dancing to. She knows how to gather women, and she really serves women and empowering them. And today our topic is 5 ways women put themselves at financial risk. So
Yep.
even if you're a guy watching, good, because you need to tell your sister, your mom, tell your wife.
Definitely. And men and
neighbor.
women have a different financial language. So,
Mhm.
it's key to have women in your back pocket.
Yes. So now we know where Lou gets her passion from, and there's always a story behind passion, isn't there?
There is. Yep.
So what would you say is the number one way, or one of the first ways women will put themselves at risk?
Wow. So part of it is we always hear about saving money. I mean, I live in California and we have to pay so much more in taxes than most other states. Even, over $2 a gallon of gas is only the tax on 1 gallon of gas. That's why our gas is $5 to $7 a gallon based on what part of the city. And that's, makes it hard for people to put money away. So how could you do that? I have a little note. I wrote an article years ago and it says, I know this is something we all plan to do, but let's get really serious. 47% of women only have $1,000 in their savings. And in that savings account, it's not going to help you out during an emergency. So you've got to have multiple streams of income somewhere. And we know how to actually facilitate this if people really gave it some thought and looked at how we can increase finances for them, for emergencies and for fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. And listen,
like quick trips to Nashville.
Yes, Nashville was a good time. Isn't it funny how, remember back in the day, let's go old school, when you only had $100 emergencies, and now they're like 400 and then a couple thousand. My neighbor's dishwasher leaked. How much is a set of tires? Holy smokes, I think that's $800. Just stuff's expensive. If you need a crown put back on, and dental insurance, sorry guys, I'm not a fan. For anything, I don't feel like it. That's not a fan, but that's okay. That's not what the show's about. But it is about how can we get more savings and help people have multiple streams of income. And ladies, we can do a lot of things with our eyes closed. Our brains are just always turned on. Yes. And there are some cute little movies on television, but imagine what you could be doing with 2 extra hours a week of your time if you turned off that B level movie.
It's so true. Yeah.
So anything else you want to say about savings?
Well, I think that there's multiple levels of savings accounts, and they come in different forms, and making sure that you have liquidity, like to be able to actually access it, is key. Something that's really shocking and provoking to people when they think about their money. Everybody thinks that they're, FDIC insured up to $250,000. And yes, you are, but you got to go back and look at history in 2008 when the market crashed. And all the people, and my mom was one of them, she had retired, and her friends, literally their retirement fund flipped upside down and it drained, like literally, not to the bitter end, but they lost like 3/4 of it. So when you think about things like that, well, here's the kicker on FDIC. Banks were going out of business and FDIC was there to insure them, but it's up to $250,000. You'd have to have $2.5 million in your bank account to get that $250,000.
I've never known that.
10 cents on the dollar is what they offered. And you can look it up on Google and look at the banks that were closing and people in line trying to get their pension money out, to get their savings out. And they were offered 10 cents on the dollar, take it or leave it. It's your choice, but they have to spread the goodness to all. So they can't afford to give you all of your money. So it can happen again. We
are not going to explain to you yet, but what all the different vehicles are, because there are different places to put your money. And I'll tell you what, if you either email Lou or email me, and I'll pop up my email in a minute, we will tell you some different ways to put your money, where to put your money. If we can't put it into the place that gives us sometimes 1% and sometimes less than 1%, right?
Yeah.
My husband is so offended all the time. He's like, why did I give you this chunk of money? You're not doing anything with it. All right. So let's go
Because
back to that.
banks are a business. Banks are business. And so they literally, there are funds you can put your money in that will give you, cut the middleman out. The bank is the middleman because the banks are making the interest rates and then they're giving you a happy 1%, like, woo, and I'm going to raise you to 1.5%. Yay. But, there are vehicles where you can make much more.
Yeah. And there's a time and a place for your liquid money. And that's something that you want to work with an advisor to go, well, first of all, I think everyone's financial situation is different. So you do need to have a
Sure.
conversation. And just even having a conversation would at least let you get it going and you can hear the questions they're asking you. And then if you need to go see another one, fine. But
Yeah.
it's so important. Like, it's kind of like ChatGPT. If you don't know the right questions, you're not going to get a good answer. So meet with somebody. All right. So raise your standards on your savings. That's amazing. Yes. And like maybe set a goal for doubling it. Gang.
Yeah.
I don't care if you've got 2 million in the bank, double it. Right. We can do so much with a lot more savings.
So
All right.
true.
What would the second thing be?
I would say women can actually lie to themselves. Now, everyone, of course, could lie to themselves about their financial situation. But I think, when you look at the fact that women, we are still, as a whole, not making as much money per hour as a man for the most part, you really need to revisit and look at this. Like, you're doing great. You can afford that Louis Vuitton bag. Yay. But I mean, really, what is that going to do for you? It looks cute. Sure, you could resell it. Are you going to?
And are you going to get the money back on it? No.
Right. You won't get the whole value.
When your pen leaks into it or you drop that bag of crackers all in your Louis Vuitton bag. Oh, yeah. And I know people that say, well, I'm single and so I can't be rich like you. So I'm just going to run up the credit card. What? No.
It happens to everybody some period of their life. Sometimes it repeats itself. Nobody's immune to it, but we've got to stay smart. And especially, if you're the one that's on your own and you're making a great income and you don't have family, well, you need to be even more protected financially because if you go down, the ship sinks. And who's going to pay your rent?
Yeah.
Your mortgage?
And if you're single too, who's going to caregive for you? I was talking to another neighbor and she was like, I don't have anyone to caregive for me. So she's having to fund it herself. Another thing, ladies, I have a wonderful husband. Eventually he'll be on the show. And he is, I always say he's too lazy to cheat because, but he's just too loyal to cheat actually. But he's so honest. But I had a check come in the mail from an insurance company that needed to reimburse me for some eyeglasses. He took it and cashed it. Didn't tell me. I'm calling them going, where's my check at? And he thought, I was using it for it was only like $70, but he took my $70 and didn't tell me. And so I have a good dude. He just forgot to tell me. But ladies, we need to not just go, tra-la-la, think about it later, or he's got it all under control. You still need to know where it is and what it is.
Yeah. I mean, and there's a lot of women. I mean, hello, I live in Los Angeles. So I see it all. And, there's young women who are, with the older friend because he treats her well, buys her pretty things, takes her to dinner. Well, there's a lot of reality in there that people don't actually see. And that is they're not happy, a lot of them. They're just being kept in a sense. And when that timer changes and they flip their flavor, you're out. And where are you?
Yes.
I've seen it happen.
Ladies, protect yourself from being flipped.
Don't flip.
Somebody wanted a new flavor. That is definitely LA talk for sure. That is hilarious because those are
my
facts.
gosh. I know.
Yes, but what just ask yourself, what am I saying to myself that's not serving me and keeping me broke or keeping me unprotected? Because we do put ourselves at risk because we just don't want to think about it or we're not taking responsibility. And I love this phrase that no one is coming to rescue you. I mean, fantastic if you become a widow and then some Mr. Lots of Rocks comes along and he's got $4 million to blow on you. That's still nice, but
you still need your own.
Still need to run. So ladies, no one's coming to rescue you. Let's get it together. All right, number 3.
Yeah. Emergency fund. And you brought up the word caregiving, and I'll tell you, it's a real thing. And the older that we get, it can cost $80,000 to $120,000 to place a parent that needs caregiving in a home. And that, if you think about that, that's 1 or 2 years salary, for some, and it's kind of insane. So having the right tools in place so that if there is something that comes up, you actually have the funds for it, or a place that you could return it.
There's that sweet bulldog.
Yeah, there's that French bulldog.
So
I know. So real life. I think what's important is that there comes a time in life where, male or female, we have to help our parents. And a lot of women lose their careers 100% because of it.
Yeah.
Because I work for myself and I hang my license with FCA, it's up to me to keep business going. And when I needed to take a year off, it was 1.5 years to help my mom with my dad at the end of his life. That was a lot. And I realized, when I think back at 2022, it was the end of 2022 when we lost my dad, and all of 2023. Well, I don't even remember part of it. Isn't that crazy?
Right.
Like, I have blank memories of like, what did I do? So I took 2024 I'm like, I got getting my health back in check, getting some weight off, getting my numbers back. I mean, it hits you full throttle. And I thought, wow, I didn't even work in 2023. Like, I stayed relevant. I'll be absolutely honest about that. I still went to every meeting. I took care of, whatever I needed to do to stay relevant, with my Chamber of Commerce, with my business, with my clients. Even in my clients, I failed a little bit. I kind of lost track of keeping track of them, because I was like, who am I? Like, I didn't feel devastated to the, I don't even know how to describe it. All I can say is grief is weird, and you don't know how it's going to hit.
Yeah, grief is
I can't even
interesting.
label it.
A good mentor of mine just passed away this week, and I was like,
tragic.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do with myself. And there are moments in grief, you'll just be cruising along, and then you're like stuck, deer in headlights, and you just have to pause. And my mom, she had cancer while she was taking care of my dad with dementia. Holy smokes, he had it for 9 years. But if you know someone's ill, you want to stop, take off from work, go sit with them. That could be 6 months. That could be multiple trips. That even if they only cost $1,000, that's still $2,000. There goes your savings. And then when they do pass, you've got that grief, and you're like, you're not at maximum capacity. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is so important to have that emergency fund.
It is. Especially if you work with, a company. Like, companies, they can tell you how great you are and pat you on the shoulder, and that the reality is when you work for somebody else, you're replaceable.
Well, not only that, they have to make money. They can't afford to do charity on 5 employees and pay $50,000 each on their benefits and salary. I mean, so it's funny. People go, "Oh, the man." I'm like, it costs money to keep employees. So
absolutely,
it's fair. So what would you say? Would you say a good percentage to start at with an emergency fund would be?
Well, they say you should at least have 3 times your monthly output. Right. So if your rent's $1,000, $3,000 to start. Okay. Is it achievable or realistic for some people? I don't know. I don't know. It could be at times and not at others, but it's something to start with. $1,000 goes so fast.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
It's kind of
So start somewhere, ladies. Let's just and fellas, just start somewhere with your emergency fund.
Definitely.
All right. What's the 4th one?
Yeah. So revisit your retirement plan. I mean, this is key, because society teaches you, put your money in a 401k if you're lucky enough to get one through your business. And if they match it, yay, that's free money. So do it, but don't go above and beyond, because once you do that, you're just putting money in that's not getting doubled, and you should actually put it into another vehicle and just take that extra money and start putting it into a vehicle like an annuity that pays you, Social Security is going to be there. It's not going to look the same for everybody. I mean, boomers are good. I'm Generation X. I'm going to be okay, but it'll probably change the way it looks for me. But think about 2 generations behind me. It's going to be completely different for them because of the way our government holds and moves money.
So
well, do they hold it?
That.
Spend it.
You said revisit your retirement plan. People I've spoken to, I feel like they're checking the box on Adulting 101. Like, I got my finances handled. I went to go see a financial advisor. Good. But every 10 years, something's changing in your life. Your life situation has changed. And I feel 100%. Like they said, and sometimes it's like doing your taxes. You're pulling reports and forms that it is so hard to pull. Yeah. And I don't know why when you call a financial institution, can I get my statement? It's just a mess.
Yeah. And you brought up wealth advisors, and that's interesting. So we're not wealth advisors, but we are specialists, and we don't charge you like a wealth advisor. And something to know is that wealth advisors are taught, just like the public, we're raised to put our money and subject it to loss and be okay with that. And I'm not okay with anybody losing their money. It's not okay. If you have $50 in there and something flips in the economy and now you have 40, but then it goes back up, well, you're still behind because now you've lost $10, right? So you're gaining off of 40 now, not 50. So you need to put it in a vehicle that's going to be there forever. Lifetime income is key. That's my passion. And so there's no risk in certain vehicles.
Let's make sure we break this down. So revisit your retirement plan.
Yes.
The 401k is one vehicle, but it's not the only. You also mentioned annuities.
There can be annuities, and it has to be the right annuity. There's different types for different situations, whatever the client needs. But, wealth advisors charge you for everything, and they can't guarantee. What we do, we guarantee contractually. So it's great to have double baskets.
I'm laughing because it's like, hey, I'm going to go to the doctor and I'm going to give you $500. And they don't even know what your issue is. And, and doctors are always practicing. So,
yeah.
And I do think it's important to talk to different people and
100%.
Learn about the different things. So you got a 401k, you've got annuities, you've got other products. So there's about 10 different places you can put your money in, I would say. And Lou, it sounds like you're talking about you offer products that do not lose money.
Right. That's my passion. That's my special zone. It's my path.
Okay. Everyone watching, raise your hand if you don't want to lose money, and that's a good idea. Okay. I'm on board with that one for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about revisiting your retirement plan?
Just look at what you have. Listen, there's people who are in their 40s who don't have it. No big deal. Start somewhere. Yeah. Because the older we get, the less time we have to make up for losses, right?
That's right.
Once you hit 50, if you're okay, that's Freddie Fender. I apologize.
That's the Frenchie. He says, "Oh, mommy, give me some kisses."
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I think it's important just to.
Do you need to pick up Freddie so we can see him real quick?
No, he's on the other side of the gate.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, Freddie. Sorry, Freddie.
Just imagine him. He's cute.
He is adorable.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I think this is a good one. If you are single can happen many ways. And I always say, when you look at your life in your 20s, we're very egotistical. It's like we're starting our lives and we feel like we know everything. Yay. 30s, we're getting married most likely. And 20s, 30s, we could be getting married, but 30s, a lot of people are starting families. 40s, and unfortunately, there's death and you could become a widow or a widower. I've seen it happen to family members. And now you have kids under the age of 10. Do you have life insurance? Like, that is key. Once you hit your 50s, I mean, life is just so different. Now we're on that stretch to the next phase, right?
Yes. And I think your warranty breaks when you turn 50 because things start breaking on your body. You're like, I was perfectly fine 2 months ago. And then
why can't I stand up straight today?
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Yes.
Oh God, it's crazy. So, and let's say you're single for whatever reason, it could have come in the form that you never married, you're divorced, you're widowed, and you don't have kids, or you do have kids. Either way, you've got to have a plan in place for that, because having life insurance in place, the right type of insurance, can give you benefits that you could use when you're alive. So if, something terrible happened to your health and you had a chronic issue come up, you could have tax-free income to potentially make a difference in your life. When you can't work, how are you going to run those kids to school? Or how are you going to pay someone to do it? How are you going to pay the doctors? All of the extras that you have to pay.
And what do you call that?
I call that living benefits.
Living benefits. So there's
I'm
life
very
insurance.
fortunate. Yeah. Life insurance with.
The traditional life insurance, you get your money when you
don't get it at all. When you die, someone else gets it.
Oh, true. Yeah, you don't get to touch it.
You don't get to just fund it.
So it doesn't make sense for someone with no kids or no one. Maybe you have a dog, the awesome dog you want to pass it off to, but there's really no purpose of having, although I don't know, you gotta have to choose your thing, choose your poison, choose your choice. But you could get life insurance with just access to death, or there's living benefits, which still acts like this, but what's different about this living benefits?
Yeah, so it's not your grandma's insurance. So okay. In that sense, you don't have to die for the money to be there. You can actually access it while you're alive. And in certain circumstances, it could also be a tax-free savings account for you.
Okay.
So, you're looking at compound interest and growth over the years that you're paying for it.
Gotcha.
There's different levels, different types, but if something happened and you got diagnosed with cancer. I have a potential client that I had been talking to. He specifically was like, it's a little more expensive than I wanted. I already have $1 million, term policy. He had a death policy. And I said, well, you're 50, you're young, you're healthy, but something could happen. So cut to chase, he was going to think about it. Time has passed, and this person was diagnosed with cancer. Now, it was stage 1. He's had surgery and he's healing. But how great as an independent business owner would it have been for him to have this money right here, tangible, accessible? It's liquidity. You don't get liquidity in everything. I mean, even when there's an emergency in our country financially, the banks aren't going to just give you your money. They hold on to it.
So that guy, let's say his scenario, and he had $1 million. Let's say he's like, okay, I'm going to stop this $1 million policy on life insurance, this one, and we're going to switch to the one with living benefits. And he gets his cancer diagnosis. What would be let's say it was a bad cancer diagnosis, like stage 4, and he really needed to take time home to recover. How much could he have gotten out of that $1 million?
So that depends on the underwriter at the actual insurance company. But what they do is they take into consideration, they'll send the doctors information, doctors send them reports, and they analyze everything. So really it's based on your life expectancy, which is basically what life insurance is anyway. Mm-hmm. But if it's something very severe, they might say if you've got $1 million, they might offer you 900,000 plus, meaning you're probably going to die. Here's your money. Feel free to do what you want.
Or they can take that money, pay off their house, go on a trip, get experimental treatment. My friend's husband has had cancer for 9 years, and the doctor said, well, the meds aren't working, and they would not let him try experimental this whole time. But now they're like, we don't know.
With that money, you could have done experimental. You could have gone to Germany or Mexico or any other country to get treated that, have been known to support and help people.
Yeah. Or give it to your kids. Right.
Yeah. Or give it to your kids.
Yeah. And I know when you get diagnosed with cancer, even though you have health insurance, like 20% is not covered, and you've got co-pays and deductibles and transportation, all that stuff.
People don't think of those little details. And a lot of people that I've talked to over the years think, I've got health insurance, I'm good, it covers everything. Well, it doesn't. And they will cut you off if it's that severe.
Yeah.
And that's a reality that too many people are living today. It's pretty sad, but
that's terrible.
Anyway, have that area to protect yourself.
So life insurance living benefits is an asset that you could also use.
It's an asset class. Yeah. That should be part of everybody's retirement. And not every insurance company offers that. Just be really clear on that.
So yours, how many, a trigger is like something that causes you to actually submit a claim. How many does the one that you represent cover? How many triggers?
Well, the triggers are the 5 areas. Why can't I think right now what it's called? But anyway, it's bathing, walking, eating, toileting, and
Activities of daily
resting.
living.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It was at forefront in my brain, but I couldn't remember.
You
It's like,
wanted to interact.
sounds like. But yeah, if it's 2 of those, or 2, I think it's 2 out of 5
Right?
can trigger.
Yeah.
And then, just let me know. And here's the thing.
But
If
cancer and heart attack and stroke as well.
Oh, yeah. Chronic diseases, critical injury, based on state, but critical injury for sure. Um, critical, or back that up, critical illness for sure. Critical injury depends on your state. And yeah, there's so many areas that could come into play. And here's the thing, even if you are sitting with a client who has had cancer, but they've been clean for 5 years, like clear, they're good, they're still insurable with us at least to
That's
get a
good.
living benefit. Now,
Yeah.
the benefit of the living benefits may be different. They may not give you chronic, maybe they will,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's worth checking it out, and it's free to check out. So,
And one thing that you can ask your financial professional that you normally talk to about these things, when you ask them, do you have living benefits? They'll probably say yes, because a lot of them have, sure, if you are critically ill, like you're going to die and go to
mhm.
heaven in 2 years, I hope you go to heaven. Fingers crossed, or fingers crossed for you. But if they say, yeah, you're about to go in a year, then they call that living benefits. That's not the same as what Lu covers.
Yeah, there's people who have life insurance and they say, "Oh yeah, I've got living benefits." Well, not a lot of companies actually do it, because our company is one of the founding fathers of creating this 25 years ago. Might be 26 now. But they created it for the industry because it didn't make sense to have a product, like I felt, that
Mhm.
only helps when you're dead. It
Right.
doesn't help you when you're alive, when you've been investing this money in all this time. Like, it's a savings account that grows exponentially. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's education is key, and people
Yes.
need to know.
So, anything else you want? So this is Lu,
This is
and I'm
me.
Julie, and we were talking about 5 ways women put themselves at risk. And let's recap. You need to
Yeah.
raise your standards in your savings. Your savings is too low. Another one is you lie to yourself, like it'll be okay, or whoa, woohoo, boohoo. I don't have a man to pay for everything. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, because we're not capable, right? And the third one is you don't have an emergency fund that can help you if you ever have to become a caregiver or give for yourself. And then you do need to revisit your retirement plan. So many times people go, I'm done. I'm not looking at it another time. And then the last thing is they haven't looked at life insurance as an asset.
Mhm.
Anything else you would add to that, or a
Yeah, I
burning?
would probably say, with looking at your retirement, there's only one vehicle out there aside from what we do that offers you tax-free income for your future, and it's called a Roth IRA. And it's great to have them, but there's so many limitations on it. The majority of people don't max fund them annually anyway. So they're, great. It's going to be some savings that they can use later that's tax-free. But if you make too much money, you're not allowed to do this. There's no Roth IRA for you. So you have to look at, there's nothing wrong with having all of it, but if you could have a tax-free vehicle that serves multi-purposes in your life, fund it, do it. Like,
Yeah.
just do it. It's, if you're healthy and you can do it, it'll be the best thing you ever did. You may think not today, but like, you will thank us later.
And
I
get a
promise.
side hustle, people. Figure out how you can make at least another $100.
Yeah, you know me, I've always been a fan. Women should always have a side gig. Always. I always have, aside
Yes.
from the last 3 years. But
I waited tables recently, like just 2 years ago, because it was fun for me to be out on a Friday or Saturday night versus sitting home watching B movies. What are those called? B movies? Not good movies on TV. That's what that is. And sorry to your husband in the film industry, but I
he's
can't find
retired now.
anything.
We're good.
Oh, well, I can't find anything good on TV or at the movies. So, oh. Okay,
He had
so if
40,
you guys,
40 years in that industry and he is retired
whew,
at a young age. So it's really good.
that is good. It's because you helped him get there. I know you worked
I
on
did.
that.
I helped him have 6 streams of income instead of 3.
I love it. Well, if you guys want to learn more or have questions, go to my website, Rise Up Wealth. Under the Education Center, there are a ton of videos. You can get all kinds of financial literacy. If you want to reach out to me, you can send your questions. If you want to tell Lou how cute she is, or if you want to see pictures of her dog, email me. I will email you her, or you can email her directly. But thank you so much,
Oh
Lou.
my gosh, Julie, you're welcome. Mwah. Always a pleasure. You're my girl.
We have a good time. So if you're wondering who's texting who on we're texting each other. All right, gang. Thank y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Y'all go invest in yourself. Get your wealth started, even if it's on $50 this month. Have a great one. Okay.